I know I'm not the only one. I really know I'm not. But am I the only one that's tired of like being gaslit by all of these social media platforms, especially the clock talk, about suppression of certain kinds of people on their platforms and suppression of content and all this shit. Specifically, like a lot of it is suppression of people of color on that particular app. And of course, I couldn't do this video on that app because don't want Massa to come after me. But it is just so fucking annoying because I just keep on getting more and more evidence that this is so intentional. Like, actually, a few weeks ago, I had the ability to speak to someone who actually works very closely with TikTok and basically confirmed, and if that's true, confirmed that there are people behind the scenes that literally manually push buttons to determine who they want to push out to the algorithm and who they want to suppress. Like this person, like this entity basically had connections to TikTok, posted a video, the video didn't do so well, they called their contact at TikTok, and the guy was like, whoever's on the other line was like, oh, push a button, and it gets millions of views the next day. Like, I'm really sick and tired of all these gurus and people coming on to the app and just completely gaslighting people like it's not the app, it's not the algorithm, it's your content. You just need to make your content better. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Because if that were true, then some of these people with these basic people with 90 like millions and millions of followers should not be able to keep on getting all of these views from literally just sitting in front of the camera and doing the bare minimum, like eating cake or eating food or whatever. By that logic, then if the content is bad, then the algorithm would recognize that and then just not push that out, right? But somehow those people seem to keep on prospering. I am so sick and tired of them acting like they're not doing what they're doing. TikTok even came out and apologized to black creators, saying that like we apologize for the suppression and everything, basically admitting that they suppress their black creators. And then they came out with the Black Creatives Program, which I actually applied to. Don't know if I got in. But it's like, why would you have to amplify black voices if, they weren't being suppressed in the first place? It makes no sense. And then I just saw a video by a guru that was like, you have to understand that most of your videos don't go to your following page. It goes to the For You page. And I'm like, well, why the fuck not? Why the fuck doesn't it go to the following page? How does that make any fucking sense? Because when people follow you, that means that they want to see more of your stuff, correct? And so if you're not pushing out my content to those people that chose to follow me, that want to follow me, then how much of a scam do you think that sounds like? You know what I mean? Like, what is, like, then how does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? Those people follow me. I earned that followership. Like, once you get into a certain followership, and I'm just talking math, baby. Honestly, math, if you have hundreds of thousands of followers, there is no reason why your video should tank to a certain degree. You know what I mean? If you have gotten to that point and you've earned those followers, obviously there's a bunch of people out there that want to see more of what you do. So it just doesn't make sense. The math doesn't fucking add up. It doesn't add up. If I have 800 or whatever followers, 900,000 followers, then guess what? Every time I post something, to the greatest extent possible, it should be going to my fucking followers. You know what I mean? And it's just such, like, it's just such bullshit. Like I said, like, evidence just keeps on coming up. It keeps on coming up, and I was like, they're not even really sorry anymore. Of course, we know that. There's even these pop-ups coming up on videos, mostly black people's videos. When people view them, a pop-up will come up and say, did this content make you uncomfortable? And it'll be the most tame content ever. The only thing about it is that there's a person of color, there's a black person in it. And I know people have gotten that pop-up when they click on my content. I, however, have I've never gotten that pop-up ever. And statistically, like, we all should have gotten one of those at least once in our time on that app, correct? I have never gotten one of those at all, ever. But for some reason, people of a certain persuasion are given that pop-up on mostly black people's content. Like, And so it seems like it's not even also just the algorithm, but like you're giving people the opportunity to suppress creators for whatever reason. And we know what those reasons are. I'm just so tired. Like, guys, come on now. We're not that stupid. We are not that stupid. And you know, and like some people, like truly, yeah, their content isn't great. Like their content sucks. They go viral once, it's a fluke or whatever, and then it may not happen again. It might happen again. But there are people out there producing consistent content, consistently great content. And even more so, I'm even more so talking about the people that have hundreds of thousands of followers that by that time have definitely earned, I feel, you've earned, you know, a certain amount of engagement per post. And if you're not pushing that out to the people that want to follow them, that want more of their stuff, then how does that make any fucking sense? And no, I don't believe it's entitlement. I think it's math. I think it's fucking common sense. And I'm really tired of people like trying to make us feel like we crazy, trying to make us feel like it's something that we're doing wrong. And then also there's like, you know, the intermittent reinforcement thing, which apparently is used a lot in social media, which is basically like they'll boost your shit up in the beginning and like make you go viral, like every time you post or whatever. And then they'll slowly like, you know, decrease your engagement basically and, you know, make you feel like you're doing something wrong. Once in a while they'll throw a video back up and make it popular or make it very successful. Um, and then that person will be like, oh my gosh, I did something right. Let me try to replicate it. And so we spend hours and hours in analyzing our analytics, trying to see what we're doing wrong. But honestly, it's a tactic used. And it's been completely admitted. It's been admitted from internal sources that this is something that happens. This is something they do to keep people coming back. It's a very abusive practice. It's actually something that abusive people use to stay manipulating their victims and to keep their victims coming back to them. It like that's a thing. And God, my goodness, like it is just so frustrating. It really is. Like, and I feel like these realizations, it kind of just leads me to like all you can do is just keep on doing what you do and pray that the cream rises to the top, to pray that like quality will be recognized at some point. But I'm not even going to pretend that it doesn't piss me off. It doesn't. It's really painful to see people doing the bare minimum, sitting in front of the camera doing absolutely nothing, getting millions and millions of views. You know, it really does suck. It sucks to have people telling me that the app is making them unfollow me, like removing me from their following list. It's ridiculous when people that follow me are like, I barely see you. That's really fucking frustrating. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Definitely not at this point. Definitely not after working a year and getting the following that I have. And a lot of people are in the same boat. Like that's not how it should be. It really is not. God, it's just so fucking, it is really quite annoying. And I'm just sick and tired of it. I really am. I'm not leaving any platform that I have built. Absolutely not. You're not going to run me off that easily. You absolutely will fucking not. Because I built it, I'm staying no matter what. But I tell you what, it does get exhausting. It really does. And if anyone else out there is feeling the same, like just know that I'm with you, girl. Like I understand exactly. Like I understand how you feel. I really do. And it's really annoying. I'd say just don't stop trying. You know, and try not to fall into that intermittent reinforcement bullshit that they definitely do on purpose. I know I fall into it. And when things aren't doing well for me, I almost tie it to my self-worth, honestly, and that's not good. It's definitely not good for my mental health, so sometimes I don't even look. I just post and I go. You know what I mean? But it's so bad. So I'm like, guys, come on. Like, stop lying to us. We're not stupid. We know what's going on. The jig is up. But it's obvious that, like, you're not even trying, man. Like, you're not even trying. You're just going to keep on putting it off on the people that you are gaslighting. That's completely fine. Whatever. I needed to get that out. I'm upset.